Good morning, everyone. In today's video, I'd like to share 3 different stocks that are on my radar using the weekly time frame chart. We have nice squeezes setting up on these 3 stocks, and I'm overall looking for these squeezes to pan out in a bullish manner. The way we'll go through this is first start with FIVN. We'll break down the backtester results. So these are data-driven results here, which allow us to get a little bit more informed decision making, have an idea of what we expect to see. Doesn't always happen, but for example, if in FIVN you saw 3 winners, 0 losers using the same signal, average winner is 17.9%, average trade duration 6.33 weeks, and you came in and you noticed that, hey, you're getting a much better entry price than when the signal triggered. You're now pulling back to key moving averages. If I get rid of the fibs here for a second, you'll notice we're really in between that 8, 21, 34, and market pulse line, so all sorts of pullbacks. Down here below, we have a nice squeeze with even the most slowest compression squeeze forming, really starting to add up to the idea that we're compressing here, looking for some sort of a rip up higher or even a rip down lower if this trade ends up firing short with the squeeze. We're looking at this with a bullish bias, and that's where FIVN here looks very, very interesting to me. We're about halfway into this overall trade duration. Signal is still valid. The back tester had entered the trade closer to that 190 mark, 187.97. We're getting a better entry price by about 17 bucks per share. Everything here makes a lot of sense in terms of risk to reward. Now, the next stock that I'd like to discuss is Vonage Holdings. Here's something similar. We have 2 bullish squeeze signals. We've also had one recently, which already panned out. Overall, 4 times over the past 20 years that we've seen this, all 4 times have been winners. 16.16% on average has been the winner, and the average trade duration here, 8 weeks. Now, this signal technically has been valid from the first time it fired. So far we're 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 weeks into this 8-week zone, where if now we start to see this squeeze ultimately fire long, really start to take off, the second slingshot squeeze serving as a catalyst, then we'd be looking at taking out our previous highs and looking for an even higher move up. So Vonage is the other one that's on my radar, and if you zoom out here, Vonage looks a little less extended when you compare it to stocks like FIVN, for example. Finally, we have a stock that does look a bit more extended, and that's Shopify, but still has signals, so let's take a look at it. Now inside of Shopify, we have our slingshot squeeze. We're bouncing from the 50-day simple, that's this yellow dashed line. If I zoom in here, what you should notice is we've had 1, 2 squeeze signals. That made its move to the 200% retracement. We're pulling all the way back, pulled back to the 786, and now bounced away from that straight into the 1272. So if any time over the next few weeks in Shopify, we have a little bit of a pullback and opportunity to enter close to that 50 simple, that I think makes for a very interesting opportunity to try and play this squeeze ultimately firing long and try and play this overall bullish bias where you have 2 winners, 0 losers using the same signal, and each signal has been good for an average of 16.68%. Here the average trade duration a little bit smaller, 4.5 weeks, and we're really just into week 1 of this 4.5 weeks. Here the upper bound I think that you would have is really that 200% retracement mark, and once you started to break above it, then you could start to use something like this swing high to this swing low's next 1272 extension. All right, so those are the 3 stocks on my radar for this week using our weekly time frame along with our slingshot squeeze, along with the back tester to really have data behind these squeezes to understand what we expect to happen and to really add more and more confidence to our trades, especially when you start to know that, hey, this signal over the past 20 years has been effective 2 out of 2 times that it's triggered, or in the case of FIVN, 3 out of 3 times, so on and so forth. All right, hope this video helps. Take care, everyone. Good luck trading. And for all of our Volatility Box members, you can find all of these tools for free as part of your subscription inside of the Squeeze course. All right, take care, everyone.